today we are here with Ms. Swanson, the Student Council Advisor, and today we're gonna be talking about a few updates about homecoming. So the question, are we having homecoming?
As of now, we are going to have homecoming. We do not have a new date. As most of you know, September 13th through the 19th was originally supposed to be our homecoming. And because we were scheduled in football to play an Omaha public school, which has since canceled all of their fall activities, that meant our homecoming game then for Friday night was canceled. There has not been a game rescheduled for that date as of yet. So right now, homecoming is not going to be the week of the 13th through the 19th. We are looking at finding another date that we can celebrate homecoming this fall.
So yeah, Ms. Swanson and the Student Council Committee are trying their best to figure out when. It's not up to them, but they're gonna try the best to have homecoming and all the fun stuff we usually would have. So also another question, are we gonna have royalty?
Yes, we are going to have royalty. Coronation is going to look different as of right now, but yes, at some point, seniors, you will be voting for royalty. We will have a royalty.
What about our dance?
As of today, September 2nd, there will not be a dance. There will not be a parade. Those are the two things as of right now we will not have. The Student Council, though, is working to find alternatives to homecoming week and things so that we can still have a great celebration and celebrate our school and find ways to be together. But right now, no dance, no parade.
Just stay patient with us and we will keep you updated.
Hello, welcome back to Cardinal Talk. I'm your host, Allie. This week we have a lot in store for you. To start, we have a welcome back story by Karina and Brittany.
Hi, I'm Karina. Hi, I'm Brittany. Today we will be asking some students how they feel about being back to school and all the new changes this year. And here's the clip.
Hi, my name is Andrew Beckius and I'm in 10th grade.
How are you today?
I'm doing fine.
All right. How do you feel about being back to school?
Me being back to school personally, I don't really care that I'm back at school. I'm actually kind of glad I'm back at school because I missed human interaction besides with my family and that stuff. So it's nice to see all my friends again, and that's what I feel about it. I'm glad to be back.
Hi, I'm Gracie Hernandez and I'm a senior this year.
How do you feel about being back to school?
This is my first day, so I don't like it.
Did you do anything fun over the summer?
Yeah, I worked and and I went to Cancun, I guess.
What is it like for you to go to school twice a week instead of 5?
I think it's better. You get to sleep in, and yeah. I guess you don't have to see people, other people.
Are you having any problems or anything on being online?
Yeah, I'm retaking my junior classes. I have Apex all day.
Do you like having 6 periods?
Well, to me, it doesn't feel any difference because I'm in the same class all day.
Okay, so I'm Juan Valderas and I'm a senior.
How do you feel about being back to school?
It's alright, it's kind of boring though.
Boring why?
Because it's like half of it is online.
I feel you. Did you do anything fun over the summer?
No,
Why not?
I just work.
Work.
Yeah, gotta get that money.
What is it like for you to go to What is it like for you to go to school twice a week?
It's weird because like I like on the off days like I forget everything and then like,
So you prefer the 5 days?
yeah,
Me too.
and then attendance is horrible because even if I'm doing it, but like it's like the second late, I'm absent.
My name is Brian Adentia, and my grade is 12.
How do you feel about being back to school?
Very comfortable. I'm ready to graduate.
You ready to graduate?
Yep.
Me too. How do you feel about maybe not having the same senior year as other grades have had in the past?
Probably.
Are you sad? Are you like?
I mean, I'm sad to see my friend, and then I miss all my friends.
Yeah, because now it's
Everybody moving somewhere. So
everyone. Yeah.
yeah.
Hi, my name is Faith. I'm a junior.
How do you feel about being back to school?
Honestly, I kind of like it, kind of don't, because we were in break for 6 months and that was a long time. Miss some teachers here. Also hate it because in school. So.
Did you do anything fun over the summer?
Yeah, I went to Colorado with my friends and family. I went with Allie.
What is-
Yeah.
What is it like for you to go to school twice a week?
I like it a lot better than 5 days a week because it's less school and like it gives me time to like work and yeah.
Do you think online is harder?
I think last year was really hard. I think nobody was prepared for it. So yeah, I hated it. Would not recommend. 1 out of 10. This year I feel like our remote learning's pretty easy. So wouldn't recommend either, but it's easy.
How do you feel about having 6 periods now?
I don't really like it because I feel like I'm a middle schooler and quote Brittany, and I feel like, I don't know, because classes are so long, 2.5 hours, please change that. It ain't it.
How do you feel about your Cardinal time being switched?
I don't like it. I miss Mr. Miller. Miss Simmons, you're cool. I love you. You play Megan Thee Stallion, but I miss Mr. Miller and his squirrel.
Do you miss the old school routine?
Yes, I do and I don't. The only thing I miss is seeing my friends. I have Allie. She's cool. I miss Aubrey. I miss Brandon. That's about it. But I don't miss coming to school every single day. I do hate ending school at 3:26, even though it's only a 6-minute difference. I hate starting school at 7:55 because there are teachers in the halls that are like, get to class, it's not the same schedule. Yeah, I know, I'm getting there, but
How about the lunches? Do you like having 6 lunches? Do you like having like less people in your lunch, or do you miss having a lot of people?
again, I'm fine. I'm okay with lunch because I have Allie, my ride or die, but only very little people in there. School lunches, I think I've had chicken nuggets for like 3 days in a row now. Not it. First of all, they don't even have barbecue to go with our thing. Come on. Sub the ketchup. We don't need it. I do like though how we still have the stuff in the library because those Cheetos are so good.
What about having Cardinal time every day you come to school instead of win time?
I kind of like it actually because my Cardinal time is right before lunch, so technically my 5th period is only lunch and Cardinal time, so I kind of like it. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Giselle Galicia, and I'm a sophomore.
How do you feel about being back to school?
I don't like it because, let me explain myself, because we only go 2 days a week, and I don't even get to see my other friends, and it's just hard for me.
Did you do anything fun over the summer?
No, my plans all canceled. Everything, I was supposed to go to Cali, and I was supposed to go to, I forgot, but I was supposed to go somewhere else, but they all canceled. Kind of sad.
So you don't like going to school twice a week?
No, I don't, because I don't see my other friends. Like, if I'm going to be going 2 days a week, let me at least see my other friends. Like, come on. Like, what is this?
How do you feel about having 6 periods?
Ooh, I don't like it. I'd rather have 4 because, I mean, they were long, but I still like just having 4. 6, I feel like it's just, Too much. Too much for me. It ain't it.
How do you feel about having your Cardinal time switched?
Oh, ooh, that got me heated. No, okay. But I really like Miss Olish, and I love the people that were in that class. And now I don't even know these people in my Cardinal room. Like, I'm sorry if you're my Cardinal time, but like, I'm sorry, I just don't talk to you, and it's just kind of depressing.
All right, and how do you feel about wearing masks every day?
I can't breathe. I literally can't breathe. I mean, I like how like they can't see my face, but I still can't breathe. Like, let me breathe.
What about having masks during strength? How's that?
That is the worst. If I can't even breathe in my class, how am I supposed to breathe in strength? Like, I'm out of shape. Like, this ain't it.
All right, well, thank you.
Now we are passing into the birthdays for the past week. Hope you had a good birthday, everyone. Up next is next week's events. Now we have Kylie and Aubrey with a story over what the students did over quarantine.
What did you do for the first 2 weeks of quarantine?
The first 2 weeks of quarantine, I tried to do schoolwork, which it didn't work out too well. But I watched Outer Banks on Netflix, and yeah, that's pretty much it. How did I stay occupied? I really didn't, honestly. Like I don't know. I just like try to do schoolwork. I like would wake up at like noon, and then like do schoolwork at like midnight. So like I didn't stay occupied. That's the thing.
What was your favorite part of getting an early start to summer?
I mean, I wouldn't really call it summer because I mean I was still doing work and trying to focus on school. But the fact that I could write my own hours, like a work schedule, was pretty cool. But yeah, no, it was great. I mean, I wouldn't do it again, and I want it to be over, but we're here, and that's what God gave us. So.
Did you enjoy online schooling?
No, it was not as good as being in the classroom. Being in the classroom, you can ask teachers questions and ask for help if you need it.
What did you do for the first 2 weeks?
I did my schoolwork in the early morning, and then I played a lot of video games and watched TV.
Okay. What did you do for the first 2 weeks of quarantine?
Ate a lot. Sleep on my couch.
What was your favorite part of getting an early start to the summer?
That I got to eat. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for joining us this week on Cardinal Talk. Be sure to watch us next week. Now we go to a story about 9/11 by Samantha and Ashley.
I was in my 8th or 9th grade, I think it was 8th grade, science class.
I was on my way to work at Gateway Computers when the radio announced that a commuter plane had crashed into the Twin Tower.
I was in Fort Lee, Virginia. So I was in Army training. So yeah, I was in the Army, and we thought it was a drill because they'll do that in basic training. They'll tell you that we have entered World War III, and so we thought it was pretend.
Well, on that morning I was teaching actually here. but not at the high school. I was over, at that time it was the junior high, now it's the middle school. And I was teaching, my room was actually that corner room right off of the big theater, if you know where the big theater is right there. So there's a room right across the hall from that, and that was my room. And so that's where we watched all of the 9/11 stuff when it went down.
My understanding is that the two planes crashed into the towers at that time, and my science teacher turned on the TV so that we could all watch.
Nobody really thought the way that they do now back then. When a plane hit the building, they just thought it was like pilot error or some anomaly, or somebody was careless or something like that. Nobody really thought that someone would actually try to destroy a building by driving a plane into it.
Then the second one happened, and we knew that it was a lot more than that. And then it was a weird feeling because we all knew that the world would never be quite the same.
We figured out that it was real. Because I was in Virginia and I'm in the Army, there are many people that have family in New York that knew people that worked at the Trade Center. So it was a big deal. They put us on lockdown, and the post, is what they call it, became pretty chaotic because they were instantly deploying troops, because I have a feeling that they knew who kind of did it, and people were already getting deployed. So we were in a room, basically like a dorm room kind of feeling, with no phone, trying to figure out what was going on. So it was kind of wild.
I was scared because it was something that I hadn't experienced before, something that you wouldn't think could happen to your country, but it did.
I remember that it was really hard to teach that day because everybody was extremely unfocused. I didn't feel like teaching. And actually, everybody was really scared. I remember there's a lot of rumors going around about how many planes were, because they grounded all of the planes instantly. And there were a lot of rumors going around about how many planes were still in the air and unaccounted for, and stuff like that. And everybody wondered where the next target would be, and how far this actually went, and whether it was going to stop with planes running into buildings, or what all was going to happen. I just remember a real sense of fear that I had never experienced before. You feel pretty safe here in the United States. You don't feel like that it's ever a war zone. It felt like a war zone on that day.
I mean, we're fairly insulated here in the middle of the country, but I, along with everyone else in the country, were concerned that there would be more terrorist attacks elsewhere.
They didn't know where the third plane was. They thought it was coming towards us because we're close to Washington, D.C. They thought it was going to hit. I remember we would sneak cell phones. I remember calling my parents and it just being busy just to tell them I was okay, because they lived in California and I was all the way in Virginia, and I was worried. But the West Coast didn't even know it was happening quite yet, right? Because it's 3 hours behind, so most of them were just waking up to the Trade Center. My drill sergeant, her brother worked at the World Trade Center, so she was, I would say, flipping out, wondering where her brother was.
How did you feel?
A lot of emotion, obviously, because I was not quite done with being Army training. I was wondering, wow, we could go to war, and I would be a part of that. It was pretty scary. I didn't quite know how much 9/11 would affect my life.
9/11 changed a lot of things.
Well, before that, flying on airplanes was a lot easier. You didn't have to take off your shoes or have as much security. The government has been monitoring people a lot more closely since then. Some people are happy about that. A lot of people aren't. There's a lot more data stored on everybody. There's various groups that have been instituted since then that monitor people. I think just some innocence was lost when the U.S. used to feel like we were pretty safe here, that things couldn't happen here, and then it did. It happened on our soil and made people feel a lot differently about the world and how safe we really weren't. And so there's been a lot of heightened awareness, and that's when the Department of Homeland Security was created. And it's done a lot as far as tightening security for airplanes and venues and events and tracking people. It's a lot different now than it used to be.
I don't know. I guess I think about a lot of things. We have visited, my daughter Natasha and I have visited the 9/11 Memorial, and we walked through the museum there, and we got to see, they have if you ever get to New York, it's a pretty impressive museum. It's a pretty amazing museum, actually, from that day. All of the video clips, from that day that were all over the news that day and the months afterwards. I remember very distinctly, can't get it out of my head really, there was the man and the woman that were up near the top floor and held hands and jumped off together. I just can't even imagine, because as you go up to the top floor of the One World Trade, which is, they've rebuilt the World Trade Centers and now it's called One World Trade, and you look down there, there's nothing that could get me to jump off of that. And those guys did that, and they, because of the fire that was raging, and it's just sadness. I mean, I just remember a lot of I feel a lot of sadness towards the day.
That day sent me, so I got home from training, and then I went back to California because that's where my unit was. And within 6 months, I was getting ready to be deployed to Iraq. So that day changed my life and the trajectory of it forever. Going to war, I went to Iraq for 2 years, was not probably the best, but the positive that came out of it is I met my husband, and we're still married, and we have kids, and he was deployed with me in the Army, so that was good. It made me strong. And then to go back to New York, because my husband's family's from New York, and to visit the memorial, it's a surreal feeling that if you ever get the opportunity, you definitely should do. You can feel the people that were there.